What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex, you watching a Ragin Ronin review. Got a review for you. Last Saturday I saw The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. And this is the second film in the Hobbit Trilogy, the film trilogy. It's not a book trilogy. The Hobbit was originally just one novel, but the movie studios decided to spread it out into 3 films. The Hobbit, The Unexpected Journey, The Desolation of Smaug, and There and Back Again, which comes out next December. So because of that, they gotta stretch out the material, because there's not enough material in the novel to make up 3 films. So apparently, from what I've heard or what I've read, The Unexpected Journey, the first film, already covers 3/4 of the book. And to make up more material for The Desolation of Smaug and There and Back Again, they just started putting in these fillers that connect the Hobbit film with the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So anyways, let's get on with the review. I gotta say that this film is a lot better than Unexpected Journey. I enjoyed Unexpected Journey, but I thought that it could have moved along faster. It didn't need to be that long. But for this one, I was completely engaged, and I think it's the fact that I'm really getting to know the characters more. In the first one, Unexpected Journey, I felt like I was just watching them do whatever they're doing on the screen. I'm just watching them do it. I'm not connecting with them. But in the second one, The Desolation of Smaug, I'm really just feeling what the characters are all about. We actually get more into the character depth and development, character development, and it's really great to see more interaction amongst these dwarves. And I gotta say that I prefer watching the Hobbit movies over the Lord of the Rings movies, and it's mainly because the Lord of the Rings movies are epic, but the Hobbit films are more fun, okay? What I mean by that is that following the dwarves, as opposed to following Legolas, Aragorn, Gimli, and the hobbits, the dwarves are fun to follow because they're all so animated. They're all kind of very cartoony characters. Each one of them has their own personality, and in this film, this time around, we get to see all those different personalities and how they're different, how they interact with each other, and they're just a fun bunch to watch, which makes the movie more entertaining for me. And this movie was completely action-packed. It had a lot of action in it. The 2 sequences that really stick out in my mind are the barrel sequence and, of course, when they meet Smaug, the dragon. I gotta tell you, that barrel sequence was a ride. You gotta have a ride sequence in all these films, in all of the Lord of the Rings movies. I mean, the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movies. I mean, for the Hobbit Unexpected Journey, it was obviously the Goblin caves. In this movie, it's the barrel sequence. And that sequence was long, and it was just a lot of fun. It felt like a ride, and very, very exciting sequence. And I really, really love the dragon sequence. Meeting Smaug for the first time and just running away from him and trying to defeat him and outsmart him and just not getting burnt by his fire breath. That was really cool. In fact, I've seen a lot of movies with dragons in them. I think the best one I've ever seen was Dragonheart with Dennis Quaid. But I gotta tell you that The Desolation of Smaug is the best, I guess, movie with a dragon in it ever captured on film. Like, it's the best dragon sequence ever put on the big screen. It is just so exciting. And when we watch dragons on film, you know, we just see a dragon on a film, and then we see a mythical creature. But when Peter Jackson directs a dragon on the film, you see the grand scale of the dragon. Okay, you really see how this thing is a ferocious and terrifying beast. He really directs the creature with such you know, like, precision to make the audience feel that, okay, this is a scary beast. We have to get away from it. And I'm really feeling, you know, the fear that Bilbo Baggins is feeling when he's like hiding behind the walls, hoping that he doesn't get burnt and hoping that the dragon doesn't you know, go around the corner and see him. The whole time I'm just thinking that, okay, if I was in that situation, I'm gonna want to like move around or bury myself in gold, okay? That's how real that sequence felt, okay? And Another thing that I loved about the movie is the cinematography. Just going from all these different locations. In The Hobbit, the Unexpected Journey, it was a lot of like plains, mountains, forests, right? We've seen all of that before, all right? But this time, we see this river city, this lake city, which was really awesome. I love the cinematography of it, and I love how it was constructed. I mean, like the construction of it all, the whole layout of it. Of course, you have the forest areas, and then the barrel sequence, and the home of the elves. Oh, so cool, man. And of course, they brought in Legolas and Tauriel, played by Evangeline Lilly, who I think looks like a version of Kate Beckinsale. They're both hot. Anyways, they had put on such a great physical performance. You know, it was great to see Legolas back, but I felt that his presence was kind of empty. Other than him just, you know, doing a lot of great action sequences, I think he wasn't, you know, there wasn't much more to him than that. It was cool to see Tauriel in it because you of course see the interaction between her and a certain dwarf character, which was really interesting. It was fascinating to watch that. But what I love about watching their characters is, of course, their physical abilities. They're such great fighters. You know, they're great with the knife, they're great with the bow and arrow, and they're just so much fun to watch. And I think that like the stakes are higher this time. I feel that, like, in The Hobbit Unexpected Journey, I felt that they kept on surviving all these different dangers. But in this time, while there's all these different types of, like, dangers that they're involved in, I felt that the stakes are higher. They have a chance of getting killed this time. There's more danger involved. There's more like, oh, I hope they survive. You know, there's that feeling. And I think that the main reason why I felt that this way about the movie is because we got all the introductions out of the way. Now we're beginning to understand these characters, know who they are, understand their motives and what's going through their head. And I'm really loving the characterization in this movie. It was all about the characters, and that's what I really enjoyed about this movie. And of course, all the awesome action sequences. Great movie. I watched it in a high frame rate, the 48 frames per second 3D. I thought it looked great. I thought it looks fantastic. And a lot of people, some people might not get used to it, but I think that this is the way that Peter Jackson intended the movie to be watched. He filmed it this way, 48 frames per second in 3D, and he did it this way so that the 3D would look more clean, you know, without the motion blur that we get when we watch it in 24 frames per second. But not everybody is used to that. It's not for everybody, but I personally enjoyed it because it helped bring the 3D to life. It looked really good in 3D because of the higher frame rate. Now, I think I am going to watch it again, but this time in IMAX 3D at the standard 24 frames per second, but of course at the nice, awesome 5K resolution IMAX. It's going to look great, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I gotta say that I highly recommend this movie. I gave Unexpected Journey a 7.75 out of 10. I'm giving Desolation of Smaug an 8.5 out of 10. And I can't wait to watch There and Back Again. Like, consider me a fan at this point because I really like the direction that Peter Jackson is taking for the Hobbit trilogy. Because, like I don't care about what happens in the books. I don't plan to read the books, and I could care less about that. Like, this film trilogy has taken a life of its own, all because there's so much more in this compared to the book. So I think that this is a great story that he's put on film, and I prefer it over Lord of the Rings, mainly because it's just more fun. It's more like, it's more simple, it's more straightforward, and it feels like a ride. There's a lot of development going on in the Lord of the Rings movies, and sometimes it's a bit hard to follow. And even though Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, and Gandalf, and everybody else, they're all great, well-written characters, but the dwarves are just more fun to watch, and that's what I prefer. I want to be entertained. It's a lot of fun, and there you have it. 8.5 out of 10. Check it out. Highly recommend it. It's one of those films that you gotta watch in the theater before they take it off the screen. So make sure you watch it once, make sure you watch it twice. Alright? Anyways, as always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation, also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex Yu, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. All you see is like a elbow hitting the face, a knee to the groin, a punch to the face, but all close up, and then eventually they're all down.